Hello and welcome to this vocabulary-rich English lesson. In this one, I'm going to share with you my feelings towards living in London through a poem. After having been living here for 1 year now, I feel like I have a better understanding of what London life is like. And so I wrote a few thoughts down and then turned it into a poem for us to read through together. And then we will revisit the more advanced language that was used throughout the poem. I'll explain them and example them. And so by the end of this video, you'll get a glimpse into how I view London life. You'll have boosted your intermediate to advanced vocabulary significantly. And, you'll be a poet, right? Yeah, you'll be a poet before you know it. So, let me share my screen to get started with this delightful poem that I have called Southwest London in Verse. So let's see. Tennis on the common, blessed with blue skies, when weather allows the fleeting prize, hoping for summer to finally show, only to watch it come and go. The underground confuses my core, grimy, hot, a long-winded chore, yet somehow iconic, I can't deny, I still crave the ride as it rattles by. Endless pubs on every street, gorgeous gardens, interiors sweet, a sea of socializing wide, across boroughs, friendships glide. Autumn's chill, winter's dread, but summer's sun peeks out instead. Parks galore, lime bikes in view, London life, it beckons you. Friends and family close at hand, yet still a trek through this sprawling land. Fantastic food, bars and pubs we adore, a melting pot of cultures at each borough's core. The river divides, yet pulls us near, a city's heart that thrives on the Thames so clear. Monday brings hope, yet out come the bins, the scent of rubbish greets us again. Finance is buggered, flats small. You get what you pay for? No, not at all. But London life, with all its quirks, is where our hearts and stories lurk. So that's the end of the poem. We'll go through the language that was used in the poem in a second. But before we do, I want to encourage you to understand your level of English. Do you know your level of English? Because I think it's a great thing to understand in order for you to keep your motivation levels up. If you don't know where you are, then how do you really know if you're progressing? So if you figure out where you are, then in 3, 6 months, 12 months time, you can look back and really understand how much you've progressed, and that will keep you motivated if you see the success that you're having. So I've created one for you completely free. It's a really good exercise as well for your English generally. Like, it will help your day-to-day English. So check that out at thebritishenglishpodcast.com/testme. The link will be available on screen or in the description box or in the comments area as well. But yeah, I highly recommend you check out my English level test to understand where you are right now. Are you a lower intermediate, an upper intermediate, a lower advanced, or anywhere else? It's good to know. Good to know. Okay. And it will look like this. When you click on it, it will look like this screen. So if you see this, this is meaning that you are in the right place. Okay. All right. So let's get back to the first page of the poem. Tennis on the common, blessed with blue skies, when weather allows the fleeting prize, hoping for summer to finally show, only to watch it come and go. I'm just going to focus on one word here, fleeting. Fleeting. It's quite a nice word. It means something that lasts for a very short time or passes by quickly. As you can see on screen, the sun made a fleeting appearance before the clouds covered the sky again. Yeah, it's quite good usage. Their happiness was fleeting. Oh no. Quickly replaced by worry, or the bus stopped for a fleeting moment before continuing down the road. Okay, the next part highlights grimy, long-winded, iconic, crave, and rattles. So pause the video if you want to take in this section of the poem, but I'm going to continue on to dissect the language. So we had grimy. That's basically dirty, filthy, or grubby. Yeah, grimy scene. There's an actual genre of music called grime music, and it does have this essence in it somehow within music. Long-winded, tedious. Tedious is maybe too advanced for this definition. Lengthy, that's quite a good one. Lengthy, yeah, long-winded, lengthy. And you could say it's exhausting, long-winded, exhausting, yeah. Iconic, you could say legendary, famous, renowned. I think iconic is quite understandable because it's quite Latin-based. Crave means desire. I really long for something. I want it really badly. And yearn is another advanced word, but means similar. It has a similar meaning. Rattles means, I think of a rattlesnake. It makes that sound, but it's not just a hiss. It's like a maraca. Do you know that instrument? It shakes. Okay, the next part was endless pubs on every street, gorgeous gardens, interiors sweet, a sea of socializing wide, across boroughs, friendships glide. Okay, so endless, this means just a huge amount of something. And I think, collocations, I focused on that. So you can have endless possibilities, endless supply of something, endless patience. If you're a very calm, kind person, you have endless patience. Hopefully a good teacher has endless patience for their language learners. If they're a beginner, maybe you have endless patience for them when they're starting out on something. And then if we go back, so a sea, gorgeous gardens. I just highlighted that as alliteration. It's quite nice. Gorgeous gardens. A sea of socializing. So you can say this meaning a large amount, a sea of people gathered in the square for the concert. So imagine, like when you look at the sea, the ocean, it's just endless, isn't it? Yeah. So like the field was covered in a sea of wildflowers. So the wildflowers look like the ocean because it's just so vast and there's loads of them close together, stretching as far as the eye can see. And then the third one, the city was lost in a sea of lights as night fell. So, when the sun goes down and the lights of the city come on, it kind of looks like a sea of lights. So we can use that as a phrase. And then borough, if we go back to the bit of the poem, across boroughs, friendships glide. It's just an area of London. We call these boroughs, a borough of London. This is an AI image, so don't take note of the names. Then the next part, autumn's chill, winter's dread. But summer's sun peeks out instead. Nice phrasal verb, to peek out. Parks galore, Lime bikes in view. That's just a brand, Lime bike. London life, it beckons you. So let's look at dread. So this is great fear, anxiety about something that is about to happen. And it's often used when you're anticipating something that's unpleasant, right? You could say, I feel a sense of dread every time I have to visit the dentist. Yeah, sense of dread bubbles up. Why am I feeling so anxious? Oh, I've got the dentist later, that's why. Yeah. Or I used to always dread going back to school after the summer holidays. Did you? Or do you? Let's look at peeks out. To appear slightly or briefly, often suggesting something is just becoming visible or is shyly coming into view. So they're not obviously coming. They're just like, they're the opposite of brave. They're kind of looking round like a kitten. Let's go back to that. The kitten peeks out from behind the sofa, curious but cautious. A kitten is a baby cat. And then the other example, the moon peeked out from behind the clouds. It's suggesting the moon has a bit of feeling there in a way. But no, it's just pointing towards the fact that it's just becoming visible. Yeah. And then galore, in abundance or in large quantities. It's often placed after the noun it describes. I was looking and there's a famous, I was looking online. There's a famous chef called Jamie Oliver, and he came up on the search engine of using galore. He loves this word, juices galore, when he's talking about the ingredients or like the meat, and he's like squeezing it. There's juices galore, or like herbs galore. He uses it after the noun itself. So this is another example, not by Jamie Oliver, but there were books galore at the library sale. You would tend to expect that there are lots of books at a library, right? After the party, there was food galore left over. I don't think I would say that. I think how Jamie Oliver uses it is a bit more... It's playing with the formality of the word, I think. I think that's why he would use it so much. It's quite an advanced word, but it's nice. It's nice. Okay, and then it beckons you. Let's go back to where we used it. London life, it beckons you. Yeah. So it means it is inviting you. Come on in. Come on. Come have some fun in London. So it's attracting you and it's calling you to come closer, to take action on something. So yeah, the beach beckoned them with its warm sand and clear water. Or the adventure of traveling abroad beckons me every summer. Yeah. And then we had friends and family close at hand. So close at hand, that means nearby. I always keep a bottle of water close at hand. Yeah, so nearby. Then sprawling. This is like widespread, a bit like a sea of whatever, a sea of lights. This is something that spreads far and wide, often in a disorganized way. And this image kind of examples that quite well. A sprawling landscape, sprawling city. Yeah. And then we also had a melting pot of cultures. This is kind of like a set phrase that I would encourage you to use. Like that example, London is a real melting pot of cultures. So just, a place and then is a melting pot of cultures. Yeah. So it means lots of cultures all together. Okay. Then this part, I didn't feel like there was much language to dissect. Don't think we need to focus on this part. So let's move on to the last section. Finance is buggered. Now, I did have it as an even ruder word, the F word. But buggered means messed up. It's a rude, but like slightly rude. Yeah, it's a vulgar word. It's a swear word. It's a swear word. Bugger off. That is a swear word, phrasal verb. But we use it a bit more loosely than other harsher swear words. So you could bugger something up. That means you messed it up. You messed up that thing. Yeah, so broken, ruined. That also, you could say, my phone is completely buggered after I dropped it in the sink, so it no longer works. It's broken. And then we had quirks. Do you know what quirks are? But London life with all its quirks. So quirks is strange things, oddities. I like this word, peculiarities, or unusual traits. Yes. An example, one of her quirks is that she talks to her plants every day, every morning. Yeah, that is quite an unusual thing. Some people probably do it quite a lot. I've heard it's a good thing. It helps the plants grow. And then the last one was lurk. So this means to hide, to sneak, lurking in the corner. Wait in the shadows. The cat likes to lurk under the bed, waiting to pounce on anything that moves. Yeah. So hopefully that makes sense what lurk means. But there we go. That is the end of the poem and my language review. But remember to check your level of English if you haven't yet. So head over to the britishenglishpodcast.com/testme or click the link in the description box, the comment section, or maybe even on screen now. But yeah, thank you very much. It will look like this, remember. That is the end of this video lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are now a poet. Subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.